As Chancellor of the University, I declare this congregation open for the conferring of degrees by the authority of the Senate and the Council.
High Sheriff, parents, relatives, friends and graduands, as Vice-Chancellor, I am delighted to welcome you all to this degree ceremony. It is a celebration for all those who graduate today. We celebrate your many achievements that culminate in a degree from a major international research and teaching-led university. While you have been with us, the university has developed and changed. We are now a community of 19,500 students and just over 3,000 staff with a turnover of £158 million. It all demonstrates that universities are complex organisations. We engage in a range of activities. First, the development of our campus to support high-quality research, high-quality teaching and a high-quality student experience. This year, we completed our mathematical modelling and space science building, which we will officially open and name after our Chancellor this autumn. We have refurbished laboratories for chemistry and for archaeology, and we will take over a new £20 million biomedical building at the end of the summer. Secondly, we have started a systematic fundraising campaign with 3 landmark projects. First, a world-class library for which we have already raised £16 million against a target of £25 million. Secondly, a cardiovascular research institute for which we have raised all but £2 million for a £20 million project. And finally, we are seeking funding for a range of senior academic positions, as I firmly believe university staff are the key to a high-quality university. If you can help us or know someone who can, please do not hesitate to talk to me at the end of this ceremony. Thirdly, we continue to develop high-quality research. In the Faculty of Arts, archaeology staff have continued to win major awards for innovative research and publications. And in the School of Historical Studies, members of the academic staff have been awarded major fellowships from the Economic and Social Research Council, which they have obtained against considerable national competition. These are just 2 examples of a whole range of work in the field of research in which this university engages. But teaching is also equally important, and we engage in a range of innovative teaching initiatives. This year, I am delighted to be able to announce that Dr. Derek Rain in the Physics Department is the first member of staff to be awarded a National Teaching Fellowship. We have also awarded our own teaching fellowships across the university to members of staff who deliver innovative teaching programs. And I was very pleased that at this morning's ceremony, we were able to congratulate 3 members of the academic staff on the innovations that they had introduced into the teaching program. Fifthly, we make a substantial contribution to the community through cultural events. Our work with schools, teachers, pupils and parents in the inner city is designed to broaden access to higher education, not only in this university, but also elsewhere. But most importantly, one of our key activities is conducted by students themselves. Some of you will have been members of Contact, the Student Volunteers organisation, which this year has had 540 students engaged in such activities as helping pupils to learn to read, organising events for disabled pupils, and holidays for children who would otherwise not get one. Those pupils who you have assisted will never forget you. The voluntary help that you have provided has made a difference to their lives. It empowers them, it changes their lives. We are very proud of the activities that are conducted by students in the Student Union Contact Organisation, which makes a big contribution to Leicester and Leicestershire. In our Botanic Garden this year, we are featuring our third international sculpture exhibition. The exhibition runs until mid-September, and I hope you will take the opportunity to visit it. In any organisation, change is inevitable, but we need to build on activities where we are excellent. In this university, it will mean using our expertise in research and teaching. Firstly, by establishing further strategic alliances with higher and further education. We already have a network of 24 institutions who come together in a Colleges University of Leicester network. In addition, we have developed a special partnership with Bishop Grosseteste College in Lincoln and Newman College in Birmingham, whose courses we validate and with whom we work. Secondly, we are developing our work in professional education in such fields as law, medicine, social work, crime and criminology, management, and the training of teachers. And I hope that many of you will wish to study with us again on one of those particular programs as you proceed through your careers. Thirdly, we need to think about ways in which we can continue to develop higher education through distance learning and online learning, through the services of our newly appointed Professor of E-Learning, a landmark initiative within the university. Already, 6,000 students study with us by distance learning. So if parents and friends would like their own University of Leicester degree, I can assure you that if we sign you up at the end of the afternoon, you can be on your way to a degree ceremony in Montfort Hall very quickly. Certainly, the list of activities in which a dynamic university such as Leicester engages is endless. I have just selected a few examples today to highlight the work that is done within the university. I hope that you will continue to be proud of the activities of your university and will follow our fortunes over the years. Finally, I would like to congratulate you all on the degrees you have obtained. We hope you will keep in touch with the university, and I shall look forward to seeing you at alumni events. But before I close, I would like you to join me in showing your appreciation to your parents, relatives, friends and sponsors who have supported you through the university. So I would now ask the graduating class of 2004 to join me in a round of applause for those people. Well, that's very good. Clearly, at a degree ceremony, it is important that you applaud your fellow students. We also ask the people who run the De Montfort Hall as to who applauds loudest and longest. You'll be pleased to know that last year, the Faculty of Arts ran the Faculty of Medicine and Biological Sciences at a very close second. So I'm sure this year you will want to show the superiority of the arts in this endeavour. So have an enjoyable day, applaud your fellow students, and all good wishes to you in your future careers.
The graduands in the Faculty of Arts will be presented by the Dean, Professor Shattuck. Will all graduands in the faculty please stand?
Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from the Faculty of Arts for the several degrees for which they are presented.
Graduates of the Faculty of Arts, by the authority of the Senate, I admit you to the several degrees which you are presented.
For the degree of Master of Arts in English Literary Research, Louise Hewson. For the degree of Master of Arts in Museum Studies, Natalia Allerhand. Azusha Ban. Ben Beckwith. Alistair Braid. Fiona Casey. Christina DeVries. Ron Frayne. Jenny Fuchs. Caroline Gator. Jane Hale. Catherine Hancock. Naomi Hamuki. Judith Herbert. Sean Hopkin. Sean Min Shu. Ashley Jays. Michael Katzberg. Alison Kelly. Gurminder Kent. Min Min Koo. Catherine LeGrice. Jong Yun Lee. Catherine Littlejohns. Ying Glu Liu. Yi Shan Liu. Annika Nickerson. Miyako Omura. Guy Peters. Donna Louise Putifa. Johanna Rickard. Melanie Sant. Anthony Seward. Megwin Siller. Caroline Smith. Emma Stewart. Winner of the Department of Museum Studies Distance Learning Prize, Jeremy Simmons. Elizabeth Towner. Jane Vernon. Abigail Walker. Hui Wan Wang. Wiebke Wei. Geraldine White. Yoshi Yoshara. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in American Studies, Samantha Burney.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Botfield.
Congratulations.
Michael Cooper.
Congratulations.
Matthew Davis.
Congratulations.
Sean Duval.
Congratulations.
Anne Egan.
Congratulations.
Abigail Fletcher.
Congratulations.
Jill Franklin.
Congratulations.
Alexandra Freer.
Congratulations.
Tessa Gorman.
Congratulations.
Aisling Hazelhurst.
Congratulations.
Wendy Meir.
Congratulations.
Winner of the American Studies Prize, Verity Milligan.
Congratulations, Carrie, on your prize.
Elizabeth Moore.
Congratulations.
Tom Painter.
Congratulations.
Emily Pratt.
Congratulations.
Astra Richardson.
Congratulations.
Paul Robinson.
Congratulations.
Leanne Short.
Congratulations.
Louisa Stacy.
Congratulations.
Stephen Tibble.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in American Studies with a year in the USA, Anand Ahmed. Joanna Aston. Sarah Barton.
Congratulations.
Catherine Bass.
Congratulations.
Alexandra Bevis.
Congratulations.
Anna Bourne.
Congratulations.
Emma Brooks.
Congratulations.
Catherine Brown.
Congratulations.
Winner of the American Studies Prize, Gemma Buckley.
Congratulations on your prize. Well done.
Joanne Chapman.
Congratulations.
Beth Chidgey.
Congratulations.
Joanna Glanville.
Congratulations.
George Guilford.
Congratulations.
James Hayward.
Congratulations.
Stephanie Hendries.
Congratulations.
Russell Honeywell.
Congratulations.
Thomas Martin.
Congratulations.
Emma Munson.
Congratulations.
Fiona Murtagh.
Congratulations.
Laura Roberts.
Congratulations.
James Rowley.
Congratulations.
Nick Ryle.
Congratulations.
Graham Salisbury.
Congratulations.
Julie Sexton.
Congratulations.
Cipriano Stevenson.
Congratulations.
Jordan Williams.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Combined Studies, Emma Arawelli.
Congratulations.
Paul Barker.
Congratulations.
Rabia Bojani. Oliver Booth.
Congratulations.
David Brennan.
Congratulations.
Daniel Canham.
Congratulations.
Rebecca Clark.
Congratulations.
Helen Colhoun.
Congratulations.
Louise Conlon.
Congratulations.
Marina Constantine.
Congratulations.
Lucy Crowley.
Congratulations.
Laura Daish.
Congratulations.
Nicola Dimmond.
Congratulations.
Anthony Doyle. Mavis Hasnip. Isma Hussein. Katie Jennings. Carly Jones. Hannah Kasimi. Andrew Latham. Elizabeth Manley. Sean Mayton. Jennifer Mays. Nicola McCarthy. Layla Mehmet. James Mitchell. Kieran Maloney. Heather Morton. Toby Oliver. Rebecca Page. Jamie Perkins. Ramandeep Pooney. Olivia Rabacchioli. Justin Richardson. Akila Roberts. Katie Roberts. Michelle Roberts. Hannah Roach. Andrew Scott. Dawn Thomas. Rebecca Thompson. Lucy Warner. Thomas Weisner. Christina Wilkinson. Natalie Woods. Caroline Woolley. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English, Sean Amato. Matthew Banner. Daniel Barrett. Philippa Barton. Thomas Bennett. Deepika Baradwa. Edward Brown.
Congratulations.
Marie Burchill.
Congratulations.
Emma Burgess.
Congratulations.
Robert Burnett.
Congratulations.
Matthew Burton.
Congratulations.
Philippa Carr.
Congratulations.
Lucy Caton.
Congratulations.
Heather Chadwick.
Congratulations.
Rebecca Clark.
Congratulations.
Titus Clayton.
Congratulations.
David Collins.
Congratulations.
Rachel Coombs.
Congratulations.
Paul Cottam.
Congratulations.
Anamika Das.
Congratulations.
Tiffany Dickinson.
Congratulations.
Jonathan Elliott.
Congratulations.
Rebecca Enright.
Congratulations.
Stephen Farmer.
Congratulations.
Erica Filler.
Congratulations.
Louis Freer.
Congratulations.
Carly Freeston.
Congratulations.
Richard Gardner.
Congratulations.
Haley Gornall.
Congratulations.
Caroline Goff.
Congratulations.
Victoria Gribben.
Congratulations.
Claire Groom.
Congratulations. Well done.
Anna Guthrie.
Congratulations. Well done.
Lydia Handley.
Congratulations. Well done.
Robert Hardy.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Waddington Prize, Melina Harris.
Congratulations on your prize. Well done. Okay.
Kate Havenhand.
Congratulations.
Terry Hawkins.
Congratulations.
Lucy Hendry.
Congratulations.
Frances Higginson.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Hill.
Congratulations.
Sarah Holden.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Honeychurch.
Congratulations.
Eleanor Hutchinson.
Congratulations.
Catherine Jenkins.
Congratulations. Well done.
Catherine Judge.
Congratulations.
Lucy Kay.
Congratulations.
Adam Carey.
Congratulations.
Helen Kitchener.
Congratulations.
Alice Napton.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Waddington Prize, Jonathan Leary.
Congratulations on your prize. Well done.
Adrian Layton.
Congratulations.
Belinda Lidher.
Congratulations.
Neil Long.
Congratulations.
Caroline Madison.
Congratulations.
Laura Malkin.
Congratulations.
Anna McCall.
Congratulations.
Natasha McNamara. Rachel Mitchell.
Congratulations.
Catherine Mulcahy.
Congratulations.
Aveen Mulvey.
Congratulations.
Claire Norman.
Congratulations.
Melody North.
Congratulations, well done.
Gary Nunn.
Congratulations, well done.
Elaine Occhieri.
Congratulations.
Ifa Owen.
Congratulations.
Rosemary Palmer.
Congratulations.
Aphrodite Papalyadi.
Congratulations.
Laura Proctor.
Congratulations.
Ruth Puckering.
Congratulations.
Daniel Reeves.
Congratulations.
Sarah Richards.
Congratulations.
Joanne Robinson.
Congratulations.
Robert Rowlands.
Congratulations.
Laura Sands.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Waddington Prize, Victoria Scanlon.
Congratulations on the annual prize too. Well done.
Neera Shah.
Congratulations.
Ruth Sherlock.
Congratulations.
Eleanor Simons.
Congratulations.
Claire Sisson.
Congratulations.
Charlotte Siviter.
Congratulations.
Gemma Slack.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Smith.
Congratulations.
Hannah Snowden.
Congratulations.
Sarah Sterling.
Congratulations.
Daniel Sutcliffe.
Congratulations.
Chris Thomas.
Congratulations.
Helen Threlfall.
Congratulations.
Caroline Torn.
Congratulations.
Erin Walton.
Well done.
Caroline Watson.
Congratulations.
Amanda Watt.
Well done.
Emma West.
Congratulations.
David Westbrook.
Congratulations.
Lucy Whitaker.
Congratulations.
Marie Williams.
Congratulations.
Douglas Wise.
Congratulations.
Katarina Wong.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English, European Union, Emma DePledge.
Congratulations.
Winner of the G.S. Fraser Prize, William Donnelly.
Congratulations on your prize. Well done.
Amanda Hurst.
Congratulations.
Harriet Hurdley.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Dr. Wallace Henry Prize and the Jean and Arthur Humphreys Prize, Lan Yu.
Congratulations on your prize. Very well done. Well done.
David Nice. Victoria Orchard.
Congratulations.
Johanna Wilcox.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in European Studies, Nicholas Footed.
Congratulations.
Marcus Greed.
Congratulations.
Wesley Kozira. Simon Nichols. Winner of the West End Memorial Prize, Catherine Smethers.
Sir Martin Gilbert is one of the world's greatest living historians, being particularly noted as the official biographer of Sir Winston Churchill and as a historian of the 20th century, including the life and fate of European Jewry. Martin Gilbert was born in London in 1936. In July 1940, at the age of 3, he was evacuated to Canada, travelling on the Canadian Pacific ship Duchess of Bedford. We may speculate that it was the atmosphere on that ship, which had previously carried so many emigrants from Liverpool to Quebec, that first stirred an interest in the disturbed history in Europe during the last century. He returned to England in 1944 and went as a boarder to Highgate School. Here he developed his love of history and also his prodigious rate of working. He also developed a remarkably inquiring mind and a desire for the truth. By the age of 15, he could often be found at Speaker's Corner in Hampstead, now alas no more, challenging the views of speakers many times his age. Between 1955 and 1957, he did his national service in the Intelligence Corps. There he acquired his first in-depth knowledge of the Soviet Union. He went to Magdalen College, Oxford, on a scholarship, where he was taught by A.J.P. Taylor. After graduation, with a first in modern history, he became a research scholar in St Anthony's College and then moved to Merton College as a junior research fellow. He remained at Merton until 1994, latterly as a full fellow, and is now an honorary fellow. In 1962, the 26-year-old Martin Gilbert became one of the research assistants to Randolph Churchill, who was just starting the official biography of his father. On Randolph's premature death in 1968, Martin Gilbert was asked to complete the biography. It has become a major part of his life's work. Although the 8th and final volume of the biography itself was published in 1988, Martin Gilbert has continued with the publication of the many volumes of Churchill's letters and papers. He has also quarried deep into this and other material to produce several studies of different aspects of Churchill's life. To a degree that is unusual, even in a historian, Martin Gilbert loves maps. He has published 12 historical atlases, including a comprehensive atlas of Jewish history over the past 3,000 years and an atlas of the Holocaust. All of the maps in these atlases were drawn by Martin Gilbert personally, as is also the case for the maps in his books. Martin Gilbert loves maps. Another strand of Martin Gilbert's work originated in 1959 when, as an Oxford undergraduate, he visited Poland. This visit led to a growing interest in the Holocaust and the more general history of the Jews in Europe, a history that stretches back 1,600 years. He has since published 7 books on the Holocaust. These are very personal books. As well as much original documentation, they weave in individual cases and personal stories of survivors, obtained through interviews and correspondence. Martin Gilbert is a historian who feels that one must retain emotion and human feeling, even when considering dreadful events. This feeling is exemplified in his biography of the Soviet Jewish activist Anatoly Sharansky, published in 1986, and in The Righteous, the Unsung Heroes of the Holocaust, published 2 years ago, which is about the many Gentiles who risked their lives to save Jews. Martin Gilbert's feeling for the individual in history is further exemplified in his recent book, Letters to Antiphori, described by several reviewers as a stunning work. In 1958, he travelled to India, carrying a letter of introduction from Ashok Nehru, a fellow undergraduate, to the Indian diplomat B.K. Nehru, cousin of the Prime Minister. In India, he fell seriously ill and was nursed back to health by the mother of the family, whom he came to know as Antiphori. She was his friend and correspondent for the next 40 years. Towards the end of this period, she revealed that, although she had lived in India for 50 years, giving her life wholly to that world, she had been born a Jew in Hungary. She wished to know more of her heritage. The result was a series of letters to her from Martin Gilbert, each a major essay on 5,000 years of Jewish history and that of the Jewish people throughout the world. These letters are fascinating in their objectivity and at the same time infused with personal warmth. Martin Gilbert was awarded the CBE in 1990 and knighted in 1995 for services to British history and international relations. The citation encompasses the work of this eminent historian who has been so eager to write history from the human perspective, to present it in the words of contemporary witnesses, and never to neglect the common man. Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and of the Council, I present Sir Martin Gilbert, that you may confer on him the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Letters.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I would like to thank the University for this great honour which you have accorded to me. I first came to this university for a day as a young soldier in 1957. I first gave a lecture here in 1962 on the role of geography in history. A high point for me here at Leicester University was to give the second Elkers lecture a decade ago, and it is a great honor that Dr. Elkers' daughter, Sarah, is here with us this afternoon. In my own sphere of academic work, it has been very special for me today to visit here at the university the revitalized and vibrant Stanley Burton Center with its fine Holocaust-related library. Today I have received this very special honor without having to sit an examination. But you here, you graduates so splendid in your gowns and in your hoods, have worked long and hard for this very special moment. I thank the university on all our behalves for this important distinction that you have given to us. And I congratulate you, today's graduates, and wish you well in the exciting challenges and achievements that lie ahead of you.
The remaining graduates in the Faculty of Arts will be presented by the Dean, Professor Shattuck.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in French, Vicky Bouton. Charlotte Graves, Paul Kelly, Elizabeth Quinn, Catherine Smith, winner of the Leslie Sykes Prize, Heather Stanworth. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in French and German, Haley Goldsack. Janine Hibbert. Roseanne James. Alistair Swift. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in French and Italian, Esther Ambler. Katrina Barnard. Katie Cox. Richard Gins. Lucy Riley. Kim Wright. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in French and Spanish, Chamarel Barnard. Katrina Henson. Peter Huff. Paul Leary. Anne Lucron. Charlotte Murray. Laura Phillips. Lydia Taylor. Nicola Taylor. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Geography, Damien Allen. Lucy Allen. Thomas Astle Burt. Jennifer Bailey. Charlotte Ball. Laura Bevan. Andrew Blogg. Bradley Bonser. Victoria Bowers. James Boyd. Hannah Brindley. Winner of the Michael Reed Memorial Prize, Lucy Chapman. Deborah Collis. Stephen Cottis. Jennifer Crane. Andrew Dancy. Nicola Davis. Jennifer Dunn. Funda Emekgula. Thomas Emmett. Justin French. Charlotte Greenway. Winner of the Norman Pry Prize and the Bruce May Dissertation Prize, Daniel Brief. Sarah Hall. Winner of the William Kirk Prize, Alice Hawkes. Victoria Hutchinson. Ian Jarrett. Daniel Johnson. Tom Kana. Rebecca Klein. Joel Lavender. Emily Marshall. Felicity Painter. Richard Pyatt. Paul Sayce. Michael Smith. Peter Smith. Winner of the John H. Patterson Prize, Hannah Steggles. Lisa Tybalt. Hazel Tomlin. Ryan Toon. Krishna Vadamutu. Thomas Wainwright. Jennifer Watson. John Wilson. David Wimblett. Louise Winchester. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in German, Thomas Burniston. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in German and Italian, Nicola Cooksley.
Congratulations. Well done. Very good.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in German and Spanish, Carl Dundas. Winner of the Theodore Storm Prize, Rebecca Fenney.
Congratulations. Well done on your time.
Zoe Launchbury.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History, Simon Anderson. Winner of the Professor J. Simmons Prize and the D.T. Williams Memorial Prize, Gary Baker. Rachel Barris. Ashley Bartlett. Timothy Borrington. Sarah Bowen. Timothy Brown. Julie Chilvers. Emma Clark. Thomas Corrigan. Thomas Cowdray. Catherine Siganek. Winner of the Dr. D.T. Williams Memorial Prize, the J.H. Plum Prize, and the West End Memorial Prize, Charlotte Dalgard. Sarah Deere. Sophie Durden. Francis Edwards. Mark Fassini. Winner of the Professor W.H. Brock Prize, Gareth Fryer. Alexander Griffiths. Rory Grimes. Michael Haig. Peter Hales. Caroline Harrop. Jonathan Heathcote. Mark Hepworth. Mark Hill,
Congratulations.
Simon Holmes,
Congratulations.
winner of the F&M Kessner Prize, Simon Hunt.
Congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Hugh Jones,
Congratulations.
Sophia Jordan,
Congratulations.
Deborah King,
Congratulations.
Amy Kirk,
Congratulations.
Bethan Lewis,
Congratulations.
Benjamin Lowe,
Congratulations.
Francis Luckett,
Congratulations.
Lucy Macklin,
Congratulations.
Paul McGivern,
Congratulations.
Christopher McGurran,
Congratulations.
Thomas McKay,
Congratulations.
winner of the Professor W.H. Brock Prize, Geoffrey Meadowcroft.
Congratulations. Well done.
Rama Mohammed,
Congratulations.
Christopher Munday,
Congratulations.
Leah Nichols,
Congratulations.
James Peachy,
Congratulations.
Alice Pennington Wilson,
Congratulations.
George Perry,
Congratulations.
Daniel Phillips,
Congratulations.
Struan Perez,
Congratulations.
Laura Plant,
Congratulations.
Thomas Presley,
Congratulations.
Samantha Prime,
Congratulations.
Haley Redshaw,
Congratulations.
Ian Robinson,
Congratulations.
Victoria Sabin,
Congratulations.
Graham Sadler,
Congratulations.
Ian Silverton,
Congratulations.
Hayley Smith,
Congratulations.
Tracy Steen,
Congratulations.
Emma Stone,
Congratulations.
Jeffrey Summers,
Congratulations.
Jonathan Taylor,
Congratulations.
Hannah Terry,
Congratulations.
Seema Thapar,
Congratulations.
Janine Thelwell,
Congratulations.
T. Vo,
Congratulations.
Anna Walsh,
Congratulations.
Christopher Watson Lee,
Congratulations.
Alex Wilson,
Congratulations.
Sharon Woods.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History, European Union, Victoria Hearn.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History and Archaeology, Robert Frostick.
Congratulations.
Rebecca Godfrey,
Congratulations.
Andrew Hardy,
Congratulations.
John Hart.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Winner of the F&M Kessner Prize, Sarah Holloway.
Congratulations. Well done on your prize.
Alison Knowles.
Congratulations.
Sarah Milton.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Winner of the Samuel and Rachel May Prize in Archaeology, Susan Moorcroft.
Congratulations. Well done.
Laura Murray.
Congratulations.
Tarina Pestel.
Congratulations.
Georgina Tibbett.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History and Politics, Adam Barber.
Congratulations.
Malcolm Boynes.
Congratulations.
Helen Broderick.
Congratulations.
Ellen Connolly.
Congratulations.
Ashley Cox.
Congratulations.
Winner of the R.L. Borthwick Prize, Lawrence Davis.
Congratulations. Well done. Your time.
Max Deckers Dauber.
Congratulations.
Rohan Danukchand.
Congratulations.
Robert Dodds.
Congratulations.
Kelvin Findlay.
Congratulations.
Janine Gamble.
Congratulations.
Justin Bleach.
Congratulations.
Thomas Hammond.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Morris Hookham Prize, Darrell Hards.
Congratulations. Well done.
Michelle Hayhurst.
Congratulations.
Samuel Ibbott.
Congratulations.
Caroline McGinn.
Congratulations.
Victoria Murphy.
Congratulations.
Jodie Nason.
Congratulations.
Chantel Nichols.
Congratulations.
Suzanne O'Neill.
Congratulations.
Patrick O'Shaughnessy.
Congratulations.
Andrew Ride.
Congratulations.
Joanne Sanderson.
Congratulations.
Philip Smith.
Congratulations.
Ian Thornton.
Congratulations.
Seema Turner.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History of Art, Malcolm Alsop.
Congratulations. Well done.
Victoria Bullen.
Congratulations.
Lorna Campbell.
Congratulations.
Stephen Coleman.
Congratulations.
Lucy Cook.
Congratulations.
Tanya Fagan.
Congratulations.
Leanne Garnham.
Congratulations.
Belinda Gold.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Willis Memorial Prize, the Luke Herman Prize, the Faculty Prize, and the Arthur Humphreys Memorial Prize, Pamela Hinnett. Miriam Jameson. Keir Jones. Amy Kerr.
Congratulations.
Sarah Mahood.
Congratulations.
Kirsty McCall.
Congratulations.
Melissa Mountford.
Congratulations.
Simon Orth.
Congratulations.
Sarah Parker.
Congratulations.
Robert Souter.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in History of Art, European Union, Laura Baker.
Congratulations. Well done.
Emily Betts.
Congratulations.
Victoria Brayshaw.
Congratulations.
Emma Brown.
Congratulations.
Sarah Hefford.
Congratulations.
Samantha Welburn.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Humanities, Lynn Begner.
Congratulations. Well done.
Winner of the Humanities, World Humanities Prize, Evelyn Glover.
Congratulations. And well done on your prize. Good. Congratulations.
Gillian Hayes.
Congratulations.
Tony Johns.
Congratulations.
Jill Mason.
Congratulations.
Suzanne Mattock.
Congratulations. Well done.
Diana Scattergood.
Congratulations. Well done.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in World Humanities, Rebecca Hayward.
Congratulations.
Jean Miles.
Congratulations.
Maria Ronner.
Congratulations. Well done. Great.
Brian Rutherford.
Congratulations.
Gillian Tyler.
Congratulations.
Michael Wilkinson.
Congratulations. Well done.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Italian and Spanish, Shelley Brown.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Modern Language Studies, Sarah Newton.
Congratulations.
Rachel Plunkett.
Congratulations.
Louise Thornton. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Modern Language Studies with a year abroad, Nina Birch.
Congratulations.
Natalie Haig.
Congratulations.
Winner of the William Memorial Prize, Kerry Morris.
Congratulations. And well done on your prize.
Rebecca Platten Jarvis.
Congratulations.
Sarah Tierney.
Congratulations. Well done.
Deborah Whiteson.
Congratulations. Well done.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit to the several degrees for which they are presented by my faculty those candidates who are absent.
By the authority of the Senate, I admit those candidates who are absent to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Let me begin by congratulating our honorary graduate and saying how pleased we are that he found time to join us for this ceremony, giving the younger ones amongst you an indication of the exciting things you might aspire to in later life. All the rest of you have had to earn your degrees the quick way, just by working hard and passing exams. I congratulate you all, and also those behind the scenes, parents, teachers and friends who helped you to get to this stage. It's a little over 50 years since I myself graduated, and half a century is a substantial slice of history. Much has happened in that time, in politics, economics, science and technology. Old empires faded away. The Cold War emerged with its threatening arms race, eventually ending with the collapse of the Berlin Wall. New technology changed our lives: television, computers, the internet, DNA, the human genome. What will happen in the next 50 years, in the lifetime of the younger members here? There are three kinds of answer one can give to this question. One, we do not know. Two, you will find out. Three, it depends on you. The future is only partly predetermined. Much will depend on your generation. You all have a responsibility for yourselves, your family, for society, and for mankind as a whole. Having started down this historical route, let me take you back a little further to England in the 17th century, the age of Isaac Newton and the dawn of modern science. In 1698, Peter the Great, Tsar of Russia, spent several months in England studying shipbuilding and navigation, tutored by Edmund Halley, the astronomer who predicted the famous comet that bears his name. Peter the Great also took back with him to Russia many mathematicians, engineers, doctors, and naval officers as part of his grand design of modernizing Russia. Incidentally, it is said he went round the dockyards disguised as a common sailor. But since he was a giant of a man, fully 2 meters tall, the disguise must have been a thin one. Why am I recounting this piece of ancient history? Because despite all the differences, it is still relevant for our time. Now it is not Russia, but China that is in a hurry to modernize itself. It is doubtful if sending the Chinese leader to London for several months in the dockyards would now be the right solution. Instead, China has sensibly sent over its students. At the latest count, there were 35,000 students at the British universities from mainland China, and the figures are expected to rise rapidly. While I have singled out China as the most dramatic example, it is of course part of a much bigger picture. Students from India, East Asia, and other parts of the world have been coming here in ever-increasing numbers. They come for a variety of purposes, but they will return to modernize their countries. It is not only governments or students that send or finance these students. Many come with their own resources, supported by their own families who appreciate the advantages of higher education. As you may know, and as the Vice-Chancellor frequently tells us, Leicester has been in the forefront of the provision of education for foreign students. Moreover, modern communications, not available at the time of Peter the Great, mean that the university can now go to the student rather than the other way around. Just think what Peter the Great could have achieved if he'd had email. So how does this little historical digression help us peer into the next 50 years? First of all, we see the impending rise of China and India with their vast populations and their dramatic economic growth. I've been to both countries frequently in the past few years and can assure you the figures do not lie. Nearer home and with less fanfare, the steady enlargement of the European Union is certainly a historic event whose real significance is underplayed in this country. Turning from politics and economics to science and technology, we are all expecting great things, from the application of molecular biology to medicine. You may all live much longer, perhaps long enough to come back to Leicester for a further degree in, say, 2050. Other changes will come from scientific discoveries that are not yet on the horizon. Science may surpass science fiction. Unfortunately, the future is not all rosy. Climate change has threatened us all. It is, in the words of David King, the government's chief scientific advisor, a greater danger than terrorism. You, the younger generation, have to persuade your political leaders of the truth of this statement. There are also serious local problems with global implications, many of them, I regret to say, residues of the British Empire. I once listed 4 of these in historical order: Ireland, South Africa, Palestine, Kashmir. Of these seemingly intractable problems, there has been progress on 3, leaving only that of Palestine with its infamous wall. I hope that your generation will see a just and peaceful resolution of all of them. Finally, as we look from the 20th to the 21st century, we should recognize the remarkable way in which the English language has become an almost universal medium of discourse. Science and business at an international level are increasingly conducted in English, a fact which, of course, makes a university degree in this country particularly valuable. It seems unlikely that this will change, though as a precaution, you might like to brush up on your Mandarin. I hope I have not scared you off the next 50 years. Whatever happens, your Leicester education should stand you in good stead. You will have acquired skills, you will have learnt to think clearly and argue rationally. You will have had contact with students from other cultures and other backgrounds. You will need to be adaptable, and you may well spend time working and living in foreign countries. The modern world has no borders. I wish you all every success. I now declare this congregation closed.